National anthem has just been sung here at the KYC by the Wildcats' longtime national anthem singer, John Wilson, better known as Big John. And what a story it has been for him. He has battled stage 4 kidney cancer throughout the better part of this season, and of course, a heartfelt stick tap extended his way as always. And he's just been a tremendous part of the Wildcats community for the last 6 seasons. We're never quite sure if, given the battle that he has been going through, if he's able to make games or not. Always such a bonus when he's here, and certainly lifts the spirits of these Wildcats players who just so happen to be supporting him tonight with the jerseys that they are sporting. In case you have not noticed, the Wildcats are wearing cancer awareness jerseys in support of cancer research this month, February. Being, of course, Cancer Awareness Month, the Wildcats will be wearing white jerseys with ribbons, different colored ribbons, in support of every different type of cancer throughout the entire month. And at the end of the month, the final home game the Wildcats have in the month of February, which will be the 27th, against the Amarillo Bulls, they will be auctioned off in a silent auction mid-game on Saturday, February 27th. Bolio and Cam Strong, the Topeka captain, have just taken part in the ceremonial puck drop here at the KYC. The ceremonial puck dropper this evening was the senior market manager for the American Cancer Society, Regan Neighbors, and she was accompanied by ACS staff member Debbie Walton, Relay for Life event chair Shelley Pooter, and a couple of cancer survivors, Jackie Bush and Carol Davis. Meanwhile, we're just about ready for hockey here at the KYC. The opening faceoff just about underway, and it is won by the Wildcats. They control early on. Andre Pizon dumps the puck into the Topeka zone. And the first period of Wildcats hockey is brought to you by American Classifieds. Austin Bolio backhands the puck to the right point. Long shot by Rounds, didn't get through the traffic. Picked up there and sent out to neutral ice. Dominic Lutz hustling after it. Kappelmaster out of his crease, plays it loose. Open net shot, they score. Not a good start for the Wildcats. Just 23 seconds in, Kappelmaster took a huge risk and it didn't pay off. He jumped all the way out into the high slot to play the puck, knocked it loose but to the wrong guy. Dominic Lutz, the Topeka RoadRunners' leading scorer, of course, until Johnny Walker came aboard, has got himself another goal. And for Dominic Lutz, that is his 22nd. Not the start the Wildcats were looking for. They fall behind right away. Shot from a severe angle from Ben Lown is turned aside by Tyler Johnson, the Roadrunners goaltender for tonight. Puck chipped deep into the near corner. It's Hart. Hart had 2 goals the last time these teams met. It's already 1-0 Topeka just 1 minute into this game as Albrecht carries behind his own net with it. Austin Albrecht shovels the pass ahead, went off a Cam Strong skates, regathered there by Noah Gilraith in his own zone. One hands with it in behind his own net, tries to get it up ahead. He does. Nick Rosa springs Austin Albrecht. He's onside, right side, centers, and a shot just goes wide from Gilraith. In behind the net, Albrecht goes back to the front, and it's Lazarus, fresh off the bench from a line change, pinned up against the glass. And what have we here? The referee tonight, Ian Gendro, has blown the play dead, and I'm not sure why. Perhaps the net was knocked loose, but doesn't look like it was. Not sure what instigated that whistle. Referee in tonight's game, as was mentioned, is Ian Gendro. His linesmen tonight, Logan Belgraf and Michael Fasani. The puck drop will take place to the right of Tyler Johnson, who has had a pretty solid year for the Topeka RoadRunners, 18-9 record with a 2.47 goals against average and a .911 save percentage, and the RoadRunners have just iced the puck. As always, folks, for those of you tuning in from whether you're a Topeka RoadRunner fan or a Wildcats fan, we know RoadRunners fans do not have the privilege of hearing the talents of Arch Ecker, the Topeka broadcaster, on this road game. So if anyone would like a shout-out throughout this entire broadcast, go ahead and send the Wildcats Twitter page a message. Let us know where you're tuning in from. Let us know who you are, and I'd be more than happy to give you a shout-out before this game comes to its end. Rourke Russell lays a puck across the ice, hoping for Lazarus. It went between his skates. Yeager on the back check, chips it back up the boards. It's taken there by Jake Dalton and backhanded in deep behind his own net. Rourke Russell with it there, playing on a defensive pair with Jake Dalton for one of the few times this season. Russell delivers a hit on Johnny Walker, the ex-Minotauro captain. Here's Ryan Burnett right side. Feathers one into neutral ice, bounced away from Litviak, picked up and sent back the other way by Russell, who got it on to Quinn Preston. Now the Wildcats regain control. Poikala, the recipient of a nice pass from Dalton. His long bid was off target, went high and missed the net, so we get a stoppage of play here. About 2.5 minutes into this contest. Just one shot has been fired on goal, and it was a goal. It came off the stick of Dominic Lutz, his 22nd goal of the season, and it came off I don't want to say a defensive breakdown, but just some sloppy play in the defensive zone from the Wildcats, a risky play by goaltender Justin Kappelmaster. Ryan Burnett and Austin Albrecht collide down there far corner. Check that, it's Michael Rounds. Puck corralled by Burnett. His shot tipped on goal. 2 shots were stopped on Garrett Van Wy by Johnson. Big saves by Johnson early on to keep his team in front. Here's Baum left point, holding with it. Long shot, tipped just wide by Van Wy. 3 opportunities for Van Wy, and he just could not find the back of the net. But what a shift it was for him, and he's going to be getting some pats on the back after that one. Yuhiko Saka with some nice moves. A shot soaked up by Kappelmaster, who's made his first save of the evening. Yuhiko Saka did not play in the 2 games in which these 2 teams last faced off. Can't quite recall why he was out of the lineup. Not sure if it was due to injury or travel or what have you, but he was not available for the Topeka RoadRunners, and unfortunately for the Wildcats, he is available tonight, and what a young, skilled player he is. Native of Tokyo, Japan. Quick shot right off the draw from Harper is gloved and held by Justin Kappelmaster, and now he's 2 for 3. Osaka, of course, last year having scored one of the most highlight reel-worthy plays of the entire season. The phenomenal goal, unfortunately, did not have the privilege of seeing it, but I've heard about it from fans, players, and coaches alike, and it was arguably the nicest goal of the season. And it looks like Adam Goodsir, one of the North American Hockey League's leading goal scorers, is going to have a seat along with Luka Maver, the Ljubljana, Slovenia native. The 2 of them each exchanging some words en route to their respective penalty boxes. We're going to remain at 5 skaters aside here, so in all likelihood it was 2 offsetting roughing penalties against the 2 power forwards. Marshall Bowery lines up across Alexei Poikala to take this face-off. Bowery scored a goal in that 5-2 Topeka victory the last time these 2 teams met. He was set up from the corner on a nice pass by Andrew Hart, and all Bowery had to do was just tip it into a wide open net. Here he is now, takes a shot after he turned with it, and Kappelmaster made a glove save, his 3rd stop of the night. 16:47 yet to go in period 1. It's already 1-0 Topeka after a defensive zone collapse, after which Kappelmaster came out to play the puck in the slot, and the RoadRunners knocked it loose. Dominic Lutz had an open net to shoot at, and he made no mistake. He's not going to miss that opportunity very often. This face-off will take place to the left of Justin Kappelmaster. Rosa chops at it. Backhand shot steered wide there in front of the net. Pushed in deep. Dalton wraps it back around the far half wall. Rosa collides, wins the puck, chips it ahead, and here come the Cats. It's Austin Albrecht down the left wing side. Dalton goes towards the net. Albrecht has it, holds and shoots. Glove save by Johnson. From the left circle in the Topeka zone is won cleanly by the runners. Here comes Quinn Preston down that far side. Doesn't drop it off, takes the shot instead, and a stick save is made in net by Kappelmaster. Dalton got it to Albrecht, who got it to Lown, who got it to Rosa. He coughs it up at the blue line, delayed offside. The runners reset, and the RoadRunners captain, Cam Strong, fed it cross ice, and a secondary pass attempt didn't work out, went off a Wildcat stick. They're back in the offensive zone. It's Albrecht trying to chip it in deep, hoping for Ben Lown. It's intercepted by Preston. Hey folks, Quinn Preston has really impressed me with his strong two-way play in the, especially in the last series in which these two teams met. Right-handed shot. He's got incredible speed. He plays strong at both ends of the ice. I think one of the more underrated players in the South Division. Whoa, look out, a funny looking hit down there in the far corner. I believe causing that was Jeff Mikowski. He ran right into Michael Rounds, who's back on his skate. He's okay. Litviak, meanwhile, back the other way, holds on, takes the shot, he scores! Nikita Litviak from the top of the left circle, an incredible shot, and he has tied the game up for the Wildcats, and it's 1-1. Litviak has just scored his 12th goal of the season, 28th point. And a whistle has just blown. I believe there might have been a hand pass or possibly an illegal line change. And let me tell you something, folks. Last season, Nikita Litviak had been going through one of his longest goal-scoring droughts of his career. He has had a pretty long career. He started, of course, playing hockey in Russia before coming over to the United States and pursue his dreams here. But last season, in the midst of possibly the worst drought of his career, he spoke with the Wildcats general manager and president Paul Baxter, former NHL defenseman. Paul got his mind in the right place, prepared him mentally as well as he could, sat down with him and had a good long chat. Hines takes a shot from the left point, which was blocked in front of the net by Russell. Hines will take over back in his own zone. But after that chat that Nikita had with Paul Baxter, the very next day, his game completely turned around. From what I've been told, it was like night and day. Nikita just had a very similar chat just yesterday with Paul Baxter in the Wildcats office. He had not been playing well. He'd had just 2 points in his last 10 games. It's one of the veterans on this team, one of the most skilled players undoubtedly on this team. Expectations have been high on him all season, and for most of this season he has lived up to them, but over the last 10 games he had not. And it looks like we're seeing some shades of what happened last season here after that chat that Nikita had yesterday afternoon in the Wildcats office with Paul Baxter. Long point shot blocked by Russell. Pops into the near corner. Cam Strong chops it in deep. It's Goodsir going in behind the net. Now here's Jake Dalton. The Bowling Green State commit played one a bit too far for Bulyo. An icing call will be the result. 13:40 to go in period one. 9 shots have been fired on target. 5 for the Runners, 4 for the Cats. 2 goals have been scored, 1 apiece. The first from Dom Lutz after a breakdown defensively for the Cats. The second came off of a beautiful snipe from the Russian power forward Nikita Litviak, high on the glove side of Tyler Johnson to level the score, which takes us to now. Adam Goodsir will be tasked with a defensive zone faceoff, which he wins against Marshall Bowery. Now it's Austin Bulyo for Rourke Russell. Bulyo sets a pick. Russell takes it back into his own zone, behind his own goal line, gives it around the boards for Dalton, who overskated it. Look out here, turnover. Hart centers, too far for J.B. Baker, pops all the way back to the blue line, chopped in deep and taken by Goodsir. He will rattle it out to center. It's Hayes going cross ice. Lowndes going to take over there. Chips it to himself off the boards, past DiMatteo, but he lost a handle on the puck in doing so. Now here's Hart. Hart ahead for J.B. Baker. Try to give it back to his defenseman Tyler Hayes, the Roadrunners' leading scoring defenseman. He will dump it on target. Stick save Kappelmaster. Rosa gets it there. Rosa far circle, gives it towards his own goal line, and it's taken by the Wildcats veteran defenseman Jeff Baum, who will flip it out to center and beyond. Nick Rosa is going to win the foot race to nullify the icing call. He's wrapped up by John O'Connor. Puck jarred loose there by Albrecht, but to no avail. The runners regain control. In his own zone, it's Ryan O'Connor going behind his own net for John O'Connor. No relation, chipped out to center. Dominic Lutz is wide open. Left circle, skates in, shoots, stopped by Kappelmaster. Hops into the far corner. It's Rounds ahead for Burnett. Given back to Baum. He finds Albrecht. Albrecht chips it in deep, takes a hit from John O'Connor to make the play. The Wildcats, meanwhile, in the midst of a fire wagon line change. 5 fresh bodies on the ice for them. Max Harper down the far wing. Tries to get it past Noah Gilraith. No luck with that. Gilraith slams him into the glass and takes him out of the play emphatically. Picked up Dominic Lutz down there, working for it 2-on-2. Gilraith being helped out by Yeager in the far corner. He scales it back up the boards. Good chop to keep the puck alive, and the Wildcats defenders take over. Gilraith getting it to the left side. Nikita Litviak trying to power through the RoadRunners defense. He squeezes through, sets up a man right circle. That's Ryan Burnett. Litviak drops it back, right point. Gilraith holds, slaps one side of the goal. Could not be tipped on net. I believe Gilraith was hoping for the stick of Yeager on that play. Meanwhile, the RoadRunners have just iced the puck, and their tired skaters will not be able to change. 11:41 to go in period 1. We're all deadlocked at 1. 7-4 the shots in favor of the runners, but the scoreboard remains even. Rattled off the glass. It's taken in the neutral zone by Rourke Russell and fed across for Jake Dalton. Poikala is caught offside, or Van Wy was, I should say. Whistle blows, stopping play. Zone face-off. It's won by Wichita Falls. D pass is on the tape for Rourke Russell, who played it off of RoadRunners skates. I believe it was Yuhiko Saka who got in the midst of that. Here come the runners, meanwhile. Russell's shot fought off Kappelmaster. That hit his pad, and he's going to cover that one up. Justin has recovered in a strong way after conceding the a goal on the first shot of the game for the Topeka RoadRunners. After he coughed up the puck in his own zone. Didn't make the wisest play there. He is known for being a bit aggressive, coming out and playing pucks, and most of the time it's to the Wildcats' benefit. Unfortunately, that time it was not. It resulted in a goal against, but since that little blunder, he has been perfect. He has stopped all 7 shots he has faced. With it, good forecheck by the Cats. Goodsir jars it loose and shot one from a severe angle, and it was padded away by Tyler Johnson, who's got his paddle down on the ice, and the Wildcats dump it back in deep around the end boards. Goodsir and DiMatteo come together down there. Swept back to the right point. Michael Rounds holds and shoots. Baum wanted it. Rounds' shot was blocked. Baum gets it now, left point. Guides it towards the goal line in the left corner. It's Austin Beaulieu. Now for Paisan. He's got Goodsir parked in front of the net. Here's Beaulieu sending one across the ice, hoping for Rounds, and the pass was intercepted as Tyler Hayes hauled into the near glass. Baum tries to kick it loose, and he did, but Hiko Saka's got it. Now it's Marcus Russell down the left wing side. Rounds in pursuit of him. Takes him down. Down goes Russell. Goodsir. Albrecht, fresh off the bench, gains the Topeka line, takes it wide on the left side, goes around John O'Connor, swoops in behind the net, tries a wraparound, left pad save by Johnson, but the net was knocked Catawampus, so we get a whistle. We're just about halfway through period 1. It's been a little helter-skelter here at the KYC. Already 2 goals have been scored, less than 10 minutes through. Already 14 shots have been fired on target. So it's been an exciting one, as we expected. Undoubtedly the 2 fastest skating teams in the South Division coming together here tonight. Wildcats win the offensive zone draw. Long shot by Gilraith, tipped wide by Rosa, played in behind the net. Rosa was hoping there for Ben Lown. Comes loose. Lown got it back to the point, but it was intercepted by Johnny Walker. Walker slams on the brakes, tries to center, hoping for Quinn Preston. Intercepted by the back-checking Lown, and there he goes. Ben Lown gains the blue line, dumps it into the far corner. Albrecht going after it, knocked loose and taken by Ryan O'Connor, intercepted by Lown, who gave it away, and here come the runners. Quinn Preston on a 3-on-2. Quinn Preston put it over the line, gets the return pass, went off his skate, taken by Cam Strong, who was a bit handcuffed there in that situation. The Wildcats take over as Ben Lown goes behind his own net for Noah Gilraith. Now here's Matt Hines. Hines with an outlet pass. Rosa gave it cross ice. Left wing side, it's Albrecht. Albrecht fired a long-range shot. Easy stick save by Johnson. And we're going to get a penalty here, I believe. A cross-check, according to Ian Gendro. The first power play of the game upcoming will belong to the Wildcats, as Johnny Walker, known for his feistiness, is going to have a seat for the Topeka RoadRunners. Wildcats have the 5th best power play in the North American Hockey League, converting at a 21.6% rate. However, the Roadrunners, a very formidable penalty kill, takes the ice for them. They are very tough to get shots against. They come in as the 8th-ranked penalty kill unit in the league as Baum hammers a shot and scores! Jeff Baum let it rip from the blue line. And boy, can he blast the puck. He's got another one, his 6th goal of the year. And the Wildcats, with their first goal of the lead, it's 2-1. My apologies, that is Jeff Baum's 9th goal of the season. My goodness, can he fire the puck. Now we go to our first period media timeout. The Wildcats with their first lead of the night. Boy, oh boy, has Jeff Baum made a habit of scoring against these Topeka RoadRunners. He had 2 last weekend against the Odessa Jackalopes, and before that, against the RoadRunners, he had one as well. Shot from the left point, and before that, Dalton hammers a one-timer that Johnson just got a piece of to keep it out. Lazarus plays it in deep, but taking us all the way back to September 12th, the second game of the season, Jeff Baum had 2 power play goals from pretty much the same spot on the ice from where he just fired this last one. Dalton's long bid went off a Topeka stick and out of play. 8:27 to go in period 1. The Wildcats with their first lead of the night, 2-1. 8-7, the shots on goal in favor of Topeka. Alexei Poikla to take this offensive zone draw. Going to take place in the right circle in the Roadrunner zone. Up across from Marshall Bowery, who won it from him. Ryan O'Connor, left corner, chips it off the glass. Dalton keeps it in at the red line. Dalton tried to get it to Van Wy, who's tangled up down there with a couple of Roadrunners. Meanwhile, Rourke Russell surveys in his own zone. He will guide it D-to-D for Jake Dalton. Dalton skates through center, tips it off the stick of Ryan Burnett. I believe the puck went out of play, so the whistle blows. Hines gives it across now after the neutral zone faceoff was won by Wichita Falls. Gilraith gives it back to Hines. Hines ahead for Garrett Van Wy. Backhands a pass on the tape for Poikala. Left side gets around Ryan O'Connor. Tries to chip it off the end glass. Ryan O'Connor gloves it down to his stick down there. He's got it left corner and weaves away from a couple of Wildcats. Spins away from the forechecking Ryan Burnett. Gives it to John O'Connor now. O'Connor scales it down the wall and out to center. Hiko Saka played it further. Now here's Jeff Mikowski. Couldn't stick handle by Noah Gilraith. It's Ryan Burnett right side. Dumps it in deep and around the RoadRunners end boards. Johnson played it a bit awkwardly down there. Sean Brennan takes over for Topeka. 7:20 to go in period one. 2-1 Wildcats. Nick Rosa impeding the progress there of Jeff Mikowski. Jeff Baum gives it back to Michael Rounds. Rounds plays it off the neutral zone glass. Nearly hit the linesman Logan Belgraf over there. Here's a turnover. It's J.B. Baker taken out of the play by Michael Rounds as Jeff Baum assumes control of the puck. Here come the Wildcats. Baum springs Rosa. He surveys in neutral ice. Gives the return to Baum. Good breakup by Bowery. Onside is Baum as he goes after that loose puck. Rattled around the near corner glass. Dalton keeps it in temporarily. Albrecht chips it to himself. J.B. Baker intercepts and flutters it out to center ice as Rourke Russell will take over. Russell's pass too hot to handle for Lown. It didn't matter because he was at the end of a line change. At the end of a shift, I should say. He goes to the bench for a line change as the RoadRunners dump it back in. Johnny Walker in pursuit of that puck. Steered aside Kappelmaster. Dalton takes over, far corner. Goes off the boards with it. Good serve, finding Albrecht on the left side. Went off his skate. No icing here as Hayes takes over behind the RoadRunners net. Gives it to his captain, Cam Strong. Strong lays a saucer pass a bit too high there for Quinn Preston. Here come the Cats on the counterattack. Dalton right circle, put it in front. Goodsir had his stick checked, so no shot was fired on goal. Paisan harassing Sean Brennan in the neutral zone there. Check that, Marcus Russell rather. Here comes the Topeka RoadRunners captain, Cam Strong. Had his stick lifted. Good back checking by Austin Bolio. Cam Strong, far corner, tried to push it deep for Quinn Preston. Walker's in behind the net, now skates out front. A four-man puck battle ensues. Down in the far corner, Quinn Preston ended up with it at first. Gilraith chopped it loose. Now here's Bolio. Bolio will just hook the puck into center ice as the Wildcats are finally able to make a long-awaited line change. Ryan O'Connor takes over possession in the neutral zone and surveys back with the puck and tries to weave away from Johnny Lazarus, who knocked it free off his stick. Good recovery by John O'Connor. He gets it now in his own zone, slams it off the glass, held in. Lazarus, his shot, tipped on goal by Litviak and stopped by Tyler Johnson. Take the offensive zone draw. He won it, but an errant pass works its way all the way back into the defensive zone for the Cats. Kappelmaster will swing it behind his own net. 5 minutes remain in period one. Lazarus ties up Luca Maver down there. Now it's Yeager behind his own goal. Yeager lays a backhand saucer pass into neutral ice, taken easily by Ryan O'Connor. Slammed off the neutral zone boards. Intercepting it was Litviak. Here's Lazarus. Spins. Couldn't get it to Gilraith, so instead played it down low for Litviak. Turning with it away from the other number 25, Luca Maver. Puck intercepted by the RoadRunners. Max Harper got it to the left wing for Dom Lutz. Chips it further. The Runners managed to get the puck deep before going for their line change as Ryan Burnett assumes control of the puck. Ryan Burnett gets around Hiko Saka, who brought him down. No penalty forthcoming. Garrett Van Wy made a nice little play to get around Jack Nichols. He gains the line, pivots in the left corner with it. Baum's open at the blue line, hammers the shot, scores! Jeff Baum's got another one! His 10th goal of the season, and it's a beauty, folks. He is just on fire tonight, and it's 3-1 Wildcats. Brown cuts into the neutrals or the slot with that pass, and it was picked off and sent out to center ice by the runners, too far for Hart, so an icing call is made against Topeka. 3.5 minutes remain in period one. The Wildcats have gotten off to a 3-goal outburst in this period after falling behind just 23 seconds into this game. Ever since that hiccup, it has been all Wildcats. They have scored 3 unanswered. The first goal came off the stick of Nikita Litviak from that left circle snipe, and the next 2 came off of Jeff Baum's tape. First from the midpoint on the power play, and the second from the left point coming off the bench fresh off a line change. Nick Rosa got it to Albrecht. His pass went off a Roadrunners skate. I believe it was J.B. Baker's, and the runners dump it back in. Austin Albrecht going back to get it. Wheels in his own zone, takes a hit by Cam Strong. Now it's Rourke Russell. Russell gets it out to center, eludes John O'Connor, and goes out of play. Get a whistle. Strong gets the puck back to his defenseman. It's Ryan O'Connor. Johnny Walker had his stick checked and his pocket picked. Here's Adam Goodsir. Put it off O'Connor's skate. Goodsir gets it back. He's in too deep to shoot. He will get it back to the right point for Noah Gilreath. His shot is tipped just wide. Left point now, it's Matt Hines putting it in front for Goodsir. Shoots. What a save by Johnson. But an incredible move by Adam Goodsir to put the puck on his forehand and get a clean shot away there. Johnson was equal to the task. Not sure he even knew where that was, but he made the save. Yeager lines up now to take an offensive zone face-off. By Luka Mava. The runners dump it out to center. It's Max Harper chipping it ahead for Dom Lutz. Right circle, surveys and shoots. That's soaked up by Kappelmaster for his 9th save of the night. 2 minutes and 3 seconds remain in period one, which lately has been dominated by the Wildcats, having scored 3 unanswered goals. And they needed a surge like that. Yeager, Nikita Litviak, and Johnny Lazarus on the ice for a defensive zone draw as the puck is spun wide by Luka Mauber, held in left point by Brennan, taken by Mauber behind the Cats' net. Mauber pushed off the puck there by Michael Rounds, taken by Yeager. Yeager for Lazarus, Lazarus for Litviak. Put it off of Brennan's skate. Now it's Jack Nichols. To center and beyond, it's Luka Mauber trying to one-hand his way around 3 Wildcats. No luck with that as Litviak takes over. Johnny Lazarus pivots with it, played it out to center ice. Tomadio chops it towards the direction of Andrew Hart. Long shot from the neutral zone, stopped easily by Kappelmaster. Marshall Bowery goes in to get it. Bowery jars it loose, centering pass, Hart's shot, missed blocker side on Kappelmaster. Picked up left corner by Garrett Van Wy and played in deep behind the Wildcats net, and it's Eric Yeager. Yeager played a saucer pass into the neutral zone, went off a couple of sticks and goes deep into the Roadrunner zone. Tyler Hayes spins with it, and he has just iced the puck. But icing has been called off. The Roadrunners are able to change as a result. Cam Strong with a steal in behind the Cats net. Trying to center, he got Johnny Walker instead. Given back to the right point, John O'Connor holds, shoots a bouncing puck that goes just wide, didn't miss by much. Now it's Ryan Burnett the other way. Played it through Van Wy's skates. The Roadrunners regain control. Cam Strong laid into Poikel after dumping the puck in deep. Dalton takes over and will lead the puck ahead for Garrett Van Wy, who dumps it in. Van Wy speeds after it. Got it to Poikla, left circle, centers, Burnett's open, he shoots, stopped by Johnson, another big save, and he keeps his team within 2. Last minute of play is brought to you by La Quinta Inn & Suites, the official host hotel of your Wichita Falls Wildcats. Faceoff takes place to the left of Johnson now. A stuff attempt from the side of the net. Left pad save Johnson. Loose puck in front. Backhander sent wide there by Rosa. Picked up behind the Topeka goal. And it's J.B. Baker. He will wheel the puck ahead. Blast a shot off target. Goes out of play. This might be a delay of game penalty. No, he had gained the blue line before he fired the puck out of play, so no penalty upcoming. 0.8 seconds remain on the clock. First period of Wildcats hockey was brought to you by American Classifieds, and it was a good one for the Wildcats. After a rough start, they had conceded a goal just 23 seconds into Dom Lutz, who picked off an errant pass by Justin Kappelmaster and buried the puck into a wide open net. Ever since that little mistake, the Wildcats have rallied back. They scored 3 unanswered goals. They lead 3-1 heading into period 2. The first goal for the Wildcats was scored by Nikita Litviak. The next 2 scored by their lone veteran defenseman, Jeff Baum. We're going to take a short break here from the KYC, folks. And when we come back, we'll have Wildcats Wednesday for you in case you didn't get a chance to listen to it for our Fast Hockey audience. For our YouTube viewers, just hang tight. When we come back, the next time you'll hear us will be to give you your out-of-town scoreboard update. Stay tuned. How are things looking so far this week?
Very good, very good. We've been getting after it as some people might say. So
Awesome.
it's been good, good tempo.
Well, that's good to hear, and I'm sure they'll be happy to finally be back within the friendly confines of the KYC. It's been a long couple of weeks on the road, and not to mention 4 straight defeats. The Cats in the midst of their longest losing streak this season. Is it a breath of fresh air, knowing that minus the top prospects tournament, of course, the team won't be traveling again to an opposing team's barn again for another month?
Yeah, it's definitely kind of a comfort zone. You get into that kind of homestand feel, and you want to play good in front of your fans and family, and just anyone around the community. But yeah, it's definitely a little comfort factor. But at the same time, coming off a little streak here that we wouldn't want to be on. So yeah, we're accepting any and all challenges.
And Coach, hate to take you back to last weekend because I'm sure it's not one you'd like to revisit, but two heartbreaking back-to-back defeats in Odessa against the Jackalopes. The first on Friday night, of course, featured a buzzer beater from the Jacks to tie the game in the last 2.5 seconds, which they'd ultimately go on to win. Shootout, and the second was that third period collapse. Four unanswered Odessa goals in 14 minutes for a 5-4 comeback victory for the Jackalopes. They became the second team this season to sweep the Wildcats. What are some of the things that were taken away from that series?
I think in general, we got to take that as a learning experience. Any experience you have in life, I think, can be positive if you kind of reflect and learn from it. So we've had a young team that we've known about all year, and this is just kind of the end of the season here. These are the dog days, mentally, physically. The days get a little bit longer. It's a little tougher to come to the rink, and you lose a little bit of that excitement and motivation, if you will. So I think in general, it was just a lot of heart and character check for us. So obviously, you don't want to go down that way, but these might be some losses that we look back on and say, this kind of jump started us again for the second half, and hopefully we'll be stronger from it.
And do you see it as a positive thing that this slump is happening here and now, as opposed to maybe 2 months from now? I know it's never a good time to go on a losing streak, but would you say this is an opportune time to go into a slump?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you always want to look at things from a positive standpoint, and you can definitely look at it as a way of as far as peaking. This isn't a time you need to be playing your best hockey, and as a matter of fact, it's kind of a good time to maybe give us that jump start and hopefully give us the opportunity to peak when playoffs come.
And speaking of playoffs, strangely enough, the only time the Wildcats have been swept this season has been in 3-game series. The team has just struggled in those long series. Now, fortunately, there won't be another one this season. But is that a cause for concern for the postseason?
No, I don't think so. No, I think the first one with Lone Star was maybe looking ahead a little bit with some of our players and maybe coaching staff as well, keeping our guys or didn't keep our guys head down and focused. But those were the 3 games leading up to Christmas. As a coach and player, I remember it's tough to keep your head here in
Right.
Wichita Falls. Everyone's kind of thinking about going home, family time, and get a little time off. And then this last one was just like we said, hopefully just a wake up call that we needed. I think just a little different circumstances. So the 3 game length, I don't think is an issue. No.
Well, that's good to hear. And coach, the Topeka RoadRunners are back in town this weekend. They're gearing up for the playoffs as well, having just added a few players, ex-Minotoro captain Johnny Walker being one of them, to their squad, and then some staff changes as well. All 3 matchups this season between the Wildcats and the Roadrunners have resulted in a series split. What do you think it's going to take to finally get that elusive sweep of Topeka?
It's going to be tough. It's going to be very tough. They've been playing some good hockey. I think since they've made their changes from the personnel side of things, I think they've maybe come out stronger. I think the team's kind of looked at it and said, "Hey, I don't know if it's our fault or not, but I think they've gotten closer and maybe grown from that." So yeah, they're going to be coming in here. They've been playing very well since we were in Topeka. Forget who they played this last weekend, but they swept and looked like they're kind of rolling there. So it's going to be tough. Everyone's starting to kind of pick things up for playoffs here, and they might be the best skating team in the South, which is something to say as far as us. Odessa, there's a lot of teams that can skate, so they like to get 4 or 5 people involved in the play. There's always defensemen up, forwards back, you name it. So it's gonna be a good test.
There's always lots of bad blood when these two teams get together. Of course, last season the Topeka that, and as you mentioned, their ability to skate, it's probably unmatched by any other rival team in the South Division for the Wildcats. Very similar style of play, so it's always very exciting to see the Wildcats and the Topeka Roadrunners come together. And Coach, I want to thank you again very much for taking the time to join us, and hopefully we can get a couple of wins this weekend and bounce back.
Absolutely, anytime. Thank you.
That's Wildcats assistant coach $5. You can purchase them by calling the KYC box office at 716-5555. All right, welcome back, folks. We apologize for the quality of that interview. For those of you listening on fasthockey.com and on YouTube, I understand we've had some difficulties tonight. We want to thank you for bearing with us despite the problems happening right now. I'm not quite sure what is causing them, but they happen from time to time. It's all part of the sport. And for those of you listening on YouTube, welcome back to the broadcast, and thanks for tuning in to both sides tonight. We know for the Topeka RoadRunners, this is the only stream available to you, so thank you very much for tuning in tonight's broadcast. For your out-of-town scoreboard update, just going to be a few seconds here while the page refreshes. The internet seems to be a bit slow here. Perhaps that's what's causing the lag in the fast hockey broadcast. Not sure if that is still going on, but I received word that there was a bit of a delay from the audio to the video on the screen, or from the video to the audio, I should say, about a 2-second delay. So hopefully that hasn't taken away from the broadcast too much. And now for out-of-town scoreboard update. A couple of East Division games going on at the moment. The Johnstown Tomahawks and the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Knights each playing home games. The Tomahawks hosting the Aston Rebels, and they're up 2-0 after 2 periods of play. The Wilkes-Barre Scranton Knights hosting the New Jersey Titans, currently trailing their East Division rivals by a score of 2-1 after 2 periods of play. That game having just started its 3rd period. Kenai River Brown Bears are in Janesville at the moment. That game all deadlocked at 1 goal apiece after just 20 minutes have gone by up in southern Wisconsin in Janesville. And the South Division has a couple of other games going on right now. The Odessa Jackalopes in Amarillo taking on the Bulls at the bullpen, 2-2 after 20 minutes in that game. The Jackalopes still riding high after that sweep of the Wildcats. Hampus Shodal scored 2 unanswered goals to start the game, and he got the ball rolling for the Odessa Jackalopes, having scored 2 goals in the first dozen minutes. Nikita Sheptitsky, the former Lone Star Brahma, and Jake Houston responded for the Amarillo Bulls. Houston actually spent some time in the United States Hockey League this season. I actually wasn't aware that he had returned to the Amarillo Bulls until now, unless that is a typo on pointstreak.com. But otherwise, that's going to be a welcome party for Jake Houston. He was a very well-liked defenseman for that team, and according to PointStreak, he has scored a goal for Amarillo to get the game tied. So that game, regardless of who did score that goal, is tied 2-2 at the bullpen after 1 period of play. We'll be sure to keep you updated on that game as it goes on, of course. The Wildcats looking a bit ahead to the postseason here in the last quarter of the 2015-16 campaign. Playoff pictures are going to begin to be drawn, of course, and the Wildcats hoping to hang on to that first place spot in the South Division and face off against whoever might take that 4th place spot, whether it's the Corpus Christi Ice Rays or the Odessa Jackalopes. The Minnesota Magicians in Austin taking on the Robertson Cup runners-up in Austin, Minnesota. The Magicians have a nothing lead over their rivals, the Austin Bruins. That game having just started its second period. The Fairbanks Ice Dogs in Springfield taking on the Junior Blues and the North American Hockey League's #1 team at the moment, the Fairbanks Ice Dogs, with a 1-0 lead over the Junior Blues. The Lone Star Brahmas and the Corpus Christi Ice Rays also hashing things out down in Corpus Christi at the American Bank Center, where the Wildcats will be visiting in about a month. 1-1 the score in that game. Another couple of South Division rivals going at it, and looks like in that game the scoring was opened by December's forward of the month, Regan Kavanaugh, which was quickly answered by Samu Suminen just over 3 minutes later for the Lone Star Brahmas. So that game also in its first intermission down in Corpus Christi. The Brookings Blizzard and the Aberdeen Wings hashing things out up in Aberdeen, South Dakota. Still no score in that game between those South Dakota rivals. The Minot Minotauros in Bismarck taking on the Bobcats. Few former Wildcats in that game. Parker Mismash has registered a shot on goal but has been held off the score sheet. And Max Reisinger for the Minot Minotauros also has been held off the score sheet. It's 1-0 Bismarck after 1. The Coulee Region Chill have a 2-0 lead over the Minnesota Wilderness. Some more former Wildcats with Coulee Region, but unfortunately they have been held off the score sheet as well. The Minnesota Wilderness have just scored a goal to cut the Coulee Region Chill lead in half up at the Northwoods Credit Union Arena. The 2015 Robertson Cup champions hoping to mount a comeback. Meanwhile, this game just about underway here at the KYC. The Wildcats with a 3-1 lead over the Topeka RoadRunners. And with the words of their head coaches ringing in their ears, we'll see how these two teams respond here in period 2. Andre Paisan right off the bat gets a breakaway. He's in behind the defense. Backhander stopped by Johnson. He shut the wickets just in time. He managed to stop it from going through. And boy, what a great early chance for the Wildcats. Paisan just looks down to the ice. He can't believe that didn't go in. 9 seconds in, and Paisan gets an A+ scoring opportunity right off the face-off in the neutral zone. I'd like to give a shout out to Julie Ramsey, who is listening from Osawatomie, Kansas. My apologies if I butcher the pronunciation of that name, but thank you very much, Julie, for tuning in to this Wildcats RoadRunners broadcast. And Paisan delivers a big hit there on Max Harper in the Wildcat zone. A couple of RoadRunners go tumbling there. Paisan now working for it in neutral ice, dumps the puck in deep, and it's Jack Nichols swinging it to the outside. The Wildcats in the midst of a change. The runners trying to catch him in the midst of it. Here's Luca Maver left side, takes it around Michael Rounds, gives it away to Nick Rosa. Rosa now for Hines for Ben Lown. Ben Lown flies down his off wing, gains the line around Hayes. Backhand shot went over the net. Picked up Lown now. He spins it in deep. Austin Albrecht looks, doesn't find anyone to go to. Hayes knocks it away from him. Good recovery there by Rosa. Giving it to Albrecht. Returns it off of Rosa's skate and off the side of the goal where Johnson will just hang on. Off takes place to the left of Tyler Johnson, the RoadRunners goaltender. It's won by Topeka. Tyler Hayes goes off the far half boards in his own zone. Johnny Walker slips a pass through neutral ice for Cam Strong. Good interception there by Lown. Had his stick checked by the back check of Cam Strong. Johnny Walker, meanwhile, the other way, intercepted by Albrecht. Albrecht is onside. He fires just wide far side as Nick Rosa holds the puck alive left point. Feathers it in deep. Albrecht centers. Gilraith shot it. Pad save Johnson. Picked up Quinn Preston. Rattled off the glass. Bounces into center. Taken by Johnny Walker, who was pushed down to the ice by Matt Hines. Hines got it in deep behind his own goal line. Gilraith chops it deep around the corner boards. Hines' pass was a bit of an errant one for Rosa, who couldn't hang on to it. Ryan O'Connor slithers it back in, and Gilraith resets in his own end. 2 minutes have gone by in period 2. 3-1 remains the score in favor of the Wildcats. Lazarus' cross-ice attempt didn't work out, went off a RoadRunner's stick. In deep, and it's Matt Hines taking over now in behind his own net. Noah Gilraith played it ahead behind Litviak, who recovered. Gets it all the way into the Roadrunner zone. Storming after it is Yeager. He fell down. Ryan O'Connor in possession. Marshall Bowery nearly gave it away. Johnny Walker ahead for Hart, who was intended for him at least. Partially intercepted as Kappelmaster sweeps it behind his own net for Rourke Russell. Russell's pass went off of Hart's body. Now here's Brennan. Holds the puck alive. Left point shot. Slithers just wide. It went off a Wildcats skate. Didn't miss by much as J.B. Baker takes it behind the Cats net. Fights off Dalton. Baker spins with it, pivots every which way from the goal line. Right circle, backhands a shot that was blocked by Dalton. Corralled there and given back to the left point for a shot from Brennan that was off target. Picked up Lazarus. He will backhand the puck the length of the ice, icing the call against the Wildcats. 3 minutes into period 2, 3-1 the score. The Runners have yet to get a shot on target this period. I'd like to give a quick shout out to my buddy Arch Ecker, the Topeka RoadRunners broadcaster, the voice of the Roadrunners. Thank you very much, Arch, for tuning in to the broadcast tonight. And wish you could be here, pal, but glad you're watching on fasthockey.com. Dalton takes over. Goes around the half boards with it. Hiko Saka gave it across. The trailer shot. Stopped by Kappelmaster. Rebound rolls just wide. Picked up by Dalton. Given to Van Wy. He rattles it out to center. Takes a funny hop. It favors the Cats. It's Eric Yeager. Onside is Burnett. Yeager the shot. Stick to side Johnson. Goes into the far corner. Russell working for it. Long shot from Van Wy. Gets blocked. Burnett spins with it. Puts on the brakes. Far circle. Slides one through the net mouth. Poikila going after it. Hiko Saka scales it up the boards, and Russell failed to clear it. Hayes with a chance to do so. Pinned up there by Garrett Van Wy. Burnett gets it deep, too far for Poikila. Still fighting hard for it. DiMatteo. 2-on-2 scrum for possession. It's sent back to the right point, held alive by Baum momentarily, but the Roadrunners get it out to center immediately thereafter as Beaulieu takes it over the line. Onside, fires, blocked. Loose puck, Beaulieu shoots again, and Johnson got just enough of it. And the puck ended up fluttering over the glass and off the mesh and out of play. 15:44 to go in period 2. 3-1 the score in favor of the Cats. The goals tonight have been scored by Dominic Lutz for Topeka, Nikita Litviak, and Jeff Baum for the Wildcats. Baum with 2 goals to his credit on the evening. Both point shots, both absolutely lasers from the Wildcats veteran defenseman who's got nothing short of a cannon. Dom Lutz with one hand on that stick, put it in front, centering pass, backhand shot is patted away by Justin Kappelmaster. Lutz finds O'Connor, he's open, he shoots, pad save, rebound, and that one is shot wide by Dom Lutz as spinning with it as Max Harper gets it down to Lutz. Lutz working for it against Adam Goodsir. Best chance of the period thus far for the Roadrunners. Maver gets it. Ryan O'Connor wants it. Lutz was in the middle of the pass, so he took it and he fanned on the shot. As Ryan O'Connor resets now in his own zone. Wheels in behind his net. John O'Connor coughs it up. Good stick lift by the Cats. Pies on a backhand shot. Stopped by Johnson. Loose puck fluttered ahead, and here come the Roadrunners on a counterattack, but most of them are at the end of a shift. As a shot was fired off a Gilraith stick and over the net and out of play. Sean Brennan left point, guides it into a vacant corner. Austin Albrecht will get it out to center as he will hook one the width of the ice, a bit too far for Ben Lown. Here's Rourke Russell taking over in his own zone. He will guide it back to the Bowling Green State commit, Jake Dalton. Dalton's pass a bit too far for Albrecht. He will nullify the icing with his speed. He goes down a bit awkwardly into the end boards. Lown corrals it. Rosa shot it, didn't get through. Lown gets it back, knocked off his stick. Some friendly fire down there between Walker and Preston. Picked up by Austin Albrecht, right corner. Slipped back to the right point. Dalton goes D-to-D for Russell, whose shot was off target. Lown shot one off the side of the goal. He had an open net, but he was in a bit too tight, and the net has been knocked loose, so we get a whistle. Boy, that was close. Not sure if Russell fired that wide intentionally, but if he did, what a play. That infamous Joe Louis Arena bounce. Of course, the home of the Detroit Red Wings, infamous for those boards bounces. And the Red Wings, a team who knows how to take advantage of the circumstances it has, have become known for utilizing the strong bounce in those boards to their advantage. Defensemen firing shots wide intentionally to get the bounce in the caroms. Russell, an incredibly savvy young defenseman for the Wildcats. It would not surprise me if that was his intention on that play. Nikita Litviak down the right wing side, puts on the brakes. He's got Lazarus, but the pass was behind him. Lazarus gives it back to the left point. Baum rounds, wasn't in his wheelhouse, so he recovers and takes a wrist shot blocked by Hart. Jeff Baum shoots again, tipped, flutters towards the net, but it was picked off by Hart. Didn't have much speed on it, and the Roadrunners will skate the puck back the other direction. It's J.B. Baker. Gets past a diving Litviak, rounds in behind his own net for Jeff Baum now. Baum shot it off of Hart's skates. Now it's Russell getting the puck in deep. Marcus Russell takes a hit to make a play, stays on the ice. Michael Rounds, the Mount Pleasant, Michigan native, gave it across, and it's hoisted out to center for Van Wy. Turnover, Ryan O'Connor back the other way. O'Connor down the right wing, tries to put it on his forehand and fire. He had his stick checked, and down goes Marcus Russell down there, as well as Ryan Burnett. Baum slips it behind his own goal. Michael Rounds attending the Top Prospects tournament for the Wildcats. At the length of the ice, it was tipped, so no icing. Burnett working for it against Ryan O'Connor down there. Garrett Van Wy pinned to the corner boards by John O'Connor. Van Wy wrapped up by three Roadrunners, still working hard down there for that loose puck. Finally, it comes loose. At least it looked like it did, according to Ryan Burnett, but it had not. Still, it's frozen down there. We'll see if they blow the whistle anytime soon. Finally, they knock it loose. Poikula got it to the goal line for Burnett, and it's chopped over the glass by Yuhiko Saka. Asked to give a shout out to Todd and Dana Emerson on a happy early anniversary for Valentine's Day. Happy anniversary to Todd and Dana Emerson, and thank you very much for tuning in to our broadcast this evening on FastHockey.com. And I've heard several now undoubtedly valid complaints that the audio is a bit behind the video on the Fast Hockey feed. We apologize, folks. I have no idea what's causing that. Unfortunately, pretty much by myself up here. I have no way of attending to that, as a shot from the right point is tipped off the side of the net. But I'll be sure to get in touch with Fast Hockey at some point this evening and see if we can't figure something out here. Gilraith takes over in his own zone and gets it out to Adam Goodser. Returns it for Gilraith through center. Jack Nichols is wrapped up by Bolio. The Wildcats have still not been penalized, or the Roadrunners should have not had a power play yet, I should say. The Wildcats have had just one, and they capitalized on it off that Jeff Baum BB from the midpoint. Lown couldn't get it past the Roadrunners defense. Here's Cam Strong on the counterattack. Strong has it right corner, wheels in behind the Cats net. Takes a couple of pushes and shoves, slips it back to the left point, and DiMattio's pass wasn't a very good one. Hayes takes over in neutral ice because of it. Good pressure there by Albrecht, wins the puck, he's in, he shoots, stopped by Johnson. Albrecht tried to center, went off DiMattio's skates, comes into the near corner, Hayes spins with it. Good work ethic there by Austin Albrecht. Never gave up on that puck. Here's Johnny Walker, couldn't sidestep Dalton. Good attempt, just didn't work out. Here come the runners, a backhand shot, stopped by Kappelmaster as Strong just goes barreling into the net. And some of the Wildcats taking exception to that. Kappelmaster was run into there by the Roadrunners captain. The net's been dislodged now, and a feud ensuing in the Wildcats' goal. Just about at the midway point here of period 2, which is brought to you by American Classifieds. The score remains 3-1, as it has the entire period. 18-15, the shots on goal in favor of the Cats. We'll have to take another defensive zone draw here in a few seconds. J.B. Baker's line is out there for Topeka. Bowery and Andrew Hart, his line mates. Eric Yeager's line out there for the Wildcats. He's with Johnny Lazarus and Nikita Litviak, who's got a goal tonight. A centering attempt intercepted by Russell, given to Litviak, who springs Lazarus. Lazarus flies down his off wing, gets around John O'Connor. Good stick there by O'Connor to knock the puck free. Now the other O'Connor, Ryan, has it. Behind his own net, goes around the end boards with it. Litviak. It's swatted away from in between his skates. Bowery takes over and gives it to J.B. Baker. Baker fires a shot in and out of the glove of Kappelmaster, and he's going to cover that one up, and we have officially passed the halfway marker of regulation time in this game. The Wildcats protecting a 2-goal lead. Looks like we're heading to our second period media timeout. The Odessa Jackalopes have just scored, and they have regained the lead in Amarillo at the bullpen. Derek Brown was set up by who else but Hampus Shodal, the Jacks' leading scorer, who just tore the Wildcats to pieces last weekend. Shodal having a 3-point night, a 2-goal night for Odessa, and what a player he is turning into. Just recently committed to Bemidji State University, and I think without question will be a tremendous addition to their program, to their historic and elite program. Bemidji State University, of course, a Division I program. They sent a number of players to the National Hockey League, and both parties will benefit from that situation. Corpus Christi Ice Rays have also just scored against the Lone Star Brahmas, so that's good news for the Cats. We're hoping to hang on to that first place spot. The Lone Star Brahmas, of course, threatening to take it away from them in the South Division, as the Cats have just cleared the puck out of their defensive zone, out of play. We'll see where this faceoff takes place. I believe it will stay in the Wildcat zone. Goal scored by Corpus Christi came off the stick of Brady Crabtree, the former Amarillo Bull, who was set up by Andy McGlynn and Mike Bevilacqua 4 minutes into the second period. Garrett Van Wy backhands the puck in behind the Wildcats net for Ryan Burnett. Here's Alexei Poikala. Lays a saucer pass into center. Burnett slams on the brakes, but he couldn't get back to it in time. Lutz gives it across the ice. D-to-D from Nichols to Brennan. Now here's Baum in the neutral zone. Gets it ahead to Ryan Burnett. Now here's Garrett Van Wy protecting the puck down the right wall. Van Wy takes it in behind the net. Poikala working against Nichols. Van Wy against Brennan. Maver just swoops in and picks it up. Gets it out to center ice, but no further. Paisan gave it to Baum. Back out to center. Maver sidesteps Paisan, rattles the puck in deep, and Rounds backtracks to get it. Rounds failed to clear it, held in, right point strong, gave it across, and I don't think Quinn Preston realized this, but Johnny Walker could have one-timed that puck had he not gotten in the way. Unfortunate play for the Topeka RoadRunners did not work out for them, and they have just cleared the puck down. Matt Hines in his own zone. Puts on the brakes, gets around Walker, clears to neutral ice. Cam Strong gets it into Wichita Falls territory. Gilraith working for it, good sir. Now for Matt Hines. Roadrunners force a turnover. Walker tried to put it into the slot for Cam Strong. backhanded up the boards, but not out by Gilraith. Held in Quinn Preston. Quinn Preston jostling for it. Centering pass, and the shot from Walker was off target wide near side. Long shot from the right half boards. Blockered away by Kappelmaster. Taken now by Adam Goodsir. Played off the glass and out to center once more. Jack DiMatteo plays it down. Another turnover. Delayed penalty against the Wildcats. Gilraith takes the puck away, and the whistle finally called. The first time tonight, we'll see what the Cats can do on the Parkway Grill penalty kill. Their power play converted on its first and only opportunity of the game thus far. Adam Goodsir heading to the sin bin for the second time. The first time he went was an offsetting penalty with Johnny Walker, I believe it was actually Luca Maver he went to the box with. No power play came of that. This time there will be one. Looks like a cross check against Adam Goodsir, so Topeka will get its first look on the man advantage, which for them has been, I'd say, middling this season. 13th in the North American Hockey League, a 16.5 conversion rate for the Roadrunners coming into this game on the man advantage. Luca Maver steps in against Nick Rosa, one of the top penalty killers for the Wildcats. Probably their best face-off man. Runners win the draw, but the puck is slapped past Hayes and all the way down the ice. The Roadrunners power play unit consists of Dom Lutz, Tyler Hayes, Luca Maver, Max Harper, and J.B. Baker. The penalty killers on the ice for the Cats: Nick Rosa, Nikita Litviak, Rourke Russell, and Jake Dalton. Left corner knocked loose, taken by Rosa. He will clear. Skitters in between the skates of Tyler Hayes, who just couldn't play it. Johnson will leave it there for him. The Runners' top defenseman takes over behind his own net, gets it to Luca Maver. Maver pivots, leaves it for Hayes. Has to spin again. Some good forechecking and some good pressure by the Wildcats in the Topeka zone. Cam Strong, was he onside? Yes. Maver chips it deep far corner. Strong in behind the net now. Taken by J.B. Baker, one of the alternate captains. Back to the left point, Ryan O'Connor. Across the ice, top of the right circle. Cam Strong turned one on net, stopped Kappelmaster. Kicked into the high slot by a stickless bomb, and the puck has just been cleared the length of the ice. 6.5 to go in period 2. 3-1 the score in favor of the Cats, and 52 seconds remain on this Jim Arnold's collision power play for the Wildcats, unless the Runners score a goal within the next 50 or so seconds. Puck chipped deep into Wildcat ice, and it's Quinn Preston working for it in behind the Cats' net. Quinn Preston got it out. John O'Connor to Ryan O'Connor. They swap places. Ryan O'Connor walks down the wall. He shoots one off the left pad of Kappelmaster. Puck flutters into his glove, and he's going to hang on to it. 6 minutes remain in period 2. The Cats have done a pretty good job on this Parkway Grill penalty kill thus far, but the Roadrunners have just leveled the score in shots on goal. It's 18 apiece. Matt Hines in behind his own net. Puck cleared out to center. Here's John O'Connor taking over in his own zone. Time for one last rush on this Topeka power play. Johnny Walker with a nice deke in the neutral zone. Played it across. Batted down, and offside is called by the linesman Michael Fasani against Topeka. Neutral zone face-off. Marshall Bowery is out there. The Roadrunners' fourth line back out there as well. This Parkway Grill penalty kill has been a success for the Wildcats. They improved to 1-for-1 on the night, and they have just cleared the puck the length of the ice. No icing, as Goodsir had not yet jumped back onto the ice. Albrecht behind, spins one in front. Unable to pull the trigger was Eric Yeager. He takes it in deep. Yeager sets up Russell, his one-timer blocked. J.B. Baker working for it, couldn't clear it. Russell did well to keep it in. Flutters a puck to the left corner. Albrecht holds, waits patiently. Good defense there by Hart, who skates it back the other direction. Got it to Baker. Good diving poke check by Austin Albrecht to break up the offensive chance. Dalton gets it out to Lazarus. Lazarus sets up Yeager through center. Good stick check by Jack DiMatteo. Down goes DiMatteo. Yeager looks. Lane taken away. Yeager gets it back. Here's Dalton. His shot blocked by Hart. Lazarus, far corner. Working against Yuhiko Saka. Kick to his stick. Hiko Saka spins with it. Hayes takes over now. And he will skate it ahead. Tyler Hayes, the Topeka defenseman, leads the rush. Takes it wide. Takes it in behind the net. Centers. And looked like there could have been a penalty called for hooking against the Cats. Looks like they could have gotten away with one there. Hayes into the slot. Shot from Makowski was blocked. Picked up far corner. Russell. DiMatteo calling for it. Russell instead goes in deep. Plays it safely behind the Cats' net. Makowski for Hiko Saka. Tried to get it back to the point. Intercepted by Lazarus. And look out. He just cleared the puck into a maze of fans down there and out of play. 4 minutes and 4 seconds remain here in period 2 at the KYC. The shots are even at 18 apiece. The score, however, is not. 3-1 Wildcats. It has remained that way. It's the 15:52 mark of period 1. Dalton gets it to Albrecht in behind his own net. Takes a hit from Russell. Chipped out to the left half boards. Yeager clears. John O'Connor for the Roadrunners. Played it too far from Makowski. Russell assumes control in his own zone. Goes D-to-D for Dalton. Dalton skates it around Yuhiko Saka. Gains the red line and dumps it in before going for a defensive line change. Puck wrapped around the far half wall. Held in by Garrett Van Wy, fresh off the bench. In deep now, it's Alexei Poikla, the speedy Finn. Coughed it up to John O'Connor, taken now by Yuhiko Saka, far side, slams on the brakes. Good backhand pass between the skates of Poikla. On the tape for Makowski. He broke his stick. Delayed penalty upcoming against the Wildcats. And just like that, they're going back to their second Parkway Grill penalty kill of the night. Looks like Yuhiko Saka's a bit stung down there in his own zone. The referee, Ian Gendro, now tending to him. He's back on his skates. He appears to be all right. Didn't quite see what happened down there, folks, but I believe that's what drew the penalty. Wildcats 1 for 1 on the Parkway Grill penalty kill this evening. Well, Topeka managed to conjure up some shots on goal. Their top power play unit back out there. Dominic Lutz, J.B. Baker, Luca Maver, Max Harper, and Tyler Hayes manning the point. And there must have been some blood on Yuhiko Saka's face because Alexei Poikla was just given a 4-minute double minor for high sticking. Max Harper with the puck far corner. The Roadrunners with quite some time to work this man advantage. We'll see what they can do with it. Puck chipped in deep, loose puck, slamming a shot away there was Max Harper, and it flutters just wide of the net. Picked up near corner, 6 players battling for it, 3 aside. J.B. Baker turns with it now at the goal line, works his way to the top of the left circle, gives a pass across for Strong. His shot soaked up by Justin Kappelmaster. That was Dom Lutz, my apologies. Kappelmaster now with his 19th save of the night. He has been perfect since that hiccup 23 seconds into the game. First shot on goal was a goal for the Roadrunners. He has stopped every shot since. Marcus Russell turning with it, near corner. Cam Strong trying to backhand it back to Johnny Walker. No luck with that. Intercepted. Here come the Cats on a 2-on-2 rush, possibly a 3-on-2. Rosa's got it, far circle. Holds and shoots. One off the stick of John O'Connor and off the mesh and out of play. 2:17 to go in period 2. 3-1 the score. The Roadrunners have just passed up the Cats on shots on goal. It's 20-18 now in Topeka's favor, but they still trail on the score where it counts. 3-1 Wichita Falls. Johnny Walker against Nick Rosa now. To the right of Tyler Johnson. Rosa jumped the gun, so he is switched out with Andre Paisan. The linesman Logan Belgraf drops the puck, and play resumes here. Good forecheck by the Wildcats. Gilraith's open, right point, long shot, tipped wide by Rosa, taken by Paisan. Paisan backhands it back to the left point. Hines flutters one in deep. And again, some strong penalty killing by the Wildcats. You know what they say, the best way to kill a penalty is by playing in your opponent's zone, and that's what they've done for a big portion of it thus far. Ryan O'Connor rattles it around the glass, takes a funny hop off the corner boards. Hines slams it around the glass, left point, kept alive. Lutz did well to glove it down to the ice. Working for it is Litviak, taken away now by Van Wy, and he will clear it. Took a funny hop off a partition. Lutz now for Johnny Walker. The ex-Minotauro captain plays it to the far corner. Maver spins with it. Maver and Quinn Preston come together down there accidentally. Maver gets the return pass from Lutz at the point. Lutz jimmies it loose, made a nice deke move, takes a shot, hit the post. A good stick handling there by Dominic Lutz, who had been the Topeka RoadRunners' leading scorer virtually all season long until Johnny Walker came on board. Nevertheless, a tremendous season that the Livonia, Michigan native is having. 38-point season in just 43 games played. 21 goals, 17 assists. Plus 12 rating, some impressive numbers for Dom Lutz. Tyler Hayes wide open at the blue line. Skates in a bit, toe drags and shoots into the glove of Kappelmaster. Doing some fancy leather flashing there, has just made his 21st save of the night. Topeka wins the offensive zone face-off, still with 1:45 to go on their power play. Yeager did well to get in Hayes' lane. Here's Maver, one-time shot from a cross-ice pass, and it was sent just wide there by Cam Strong. Held in left point, Tyler Hayes. Luca Maver down the boards. He gives it there to Quinn Preston. Quinn Preston spins with it. That's Max Harper. Harper sends it all the way back to the high slot. Hayes winding, firing. That one rattled wide. Didn't see what it hit, but I believe it was Russell because he's limping down there. Hayes, left point. Maver, left wall. Spins with it, left circle. Looks for a lane, gives it back to Hayes. Hayes goes across. That's Strong. Return pass. Hayes, here's the shot. Stopped by Kappelmaster. Rebound pushed out and cleared by the Wildcats. The last minute of play is brought to you by La Quinta Inn & Suites, the official host hotel of your Wichita Falls Wildcats, who just have a minute remaining on the Alexi Poikla double minor penalty. Just a dozen seconds remain in the period. Time for perhaps one last shot. John O'Connor's going to have to rush this puck down the ice. John O'Connor outlets one to the right side for Johnny Walker. O'Connor's last desperation shot was blocked in front of the net. And that's going to wrap things up for period 2. 40 minutes in the books. No scoring was done in that middle frame. Some after the whistle stuff happening down there between Andre Paisan and Ryan O'Connor. But the first 40 minutes of this one, folks, are in the books. 3-1 the score in favor of the Wildcats. They have not fired a shot on goal in quite some time, but that is in large part due to the penalty trouble they've gotten themselves into this period. Adam Goodser with a penalty, Alexi Poikla with a double minor. The likes of which is more than 3/4 of the way killed. Just 42 seconds remain on that. So when the Wildcats return to action in the third period, they will be in the waning stages of their Parkway Grill penalty kill. In the meantime, we're going to take another break here from the K. Yeager Coliseum. When we come back, we'll have another out-of-town scoreboard update for you, folks. Stay tuned. Welcome back, Wildcats and RoadRunners fans alike. Hope you've enjoyed the game and the broadcast up till this point. And with you tonight, I'm Alex Von Koitel. Again, hoping you've enjoyed what you've seen through 40 minutes of play here at the KYC. The Wildcats finally back on home ice for the final quarter of the 2015-16 season, which just about regardless of what happens in this final quarter, it's been an historic campaign for the Wildcats. They got off to their best start in the franchise history in their 12-year existence, and despite having some hiccups here and there, they have all in all have been phenomenal this season. Tremendous group of young and talented players under the tutelage of John LaFontaine and first-year head coach, or assistant coach rather, Josh Nelson. As for the Topeka RoadRunners, they've turned into quite a story themselves this season. Of course, there were some rumors to start the campaign as to whether they would have a team in the first place and whether they'd be able to get a deal done with the Kansas Expo Center and be able to play there. And a deal was made, fortunately for them, just days before the season began. And of course, there was a large organizational shakeup earlier this season. Back in January, Scott Langer, the head coach and GM of 12 seasons, was fired. A bit of a surprise move, actually a huge surprise move for people on the outside at least. And the RoadRunners, you've got to give them credit. They have not let the rumors surrounding the team's future, as well as the organizational shakeups, they have not let any of that faze them. They have gotten the job done on the ice. They are 7-2 since Scott Langer's departure, and they remain a very strong team and a very formidable threat to anybody in the South Division this season. The Topeka RoadRunners in third place, just 4 points behind the Lone Star Brahmas for second place in the South Division race, and playing in probably the best division in Tier 2 junior hockey. Now for your out-of-town scoreboard update. And the East Division games have just come to an end. The teams who were leading in your first update, each of them has won their game. Johnstown defeated the Aston Rebels on home ice. New Jersey stole 2 points from the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Knights at the Rev Ice Center in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. 4-3 the final in that game. 2-1 the final in the Johnstown game. The Kenai River Brown Bears have a lead. They are up 3-2 against the Janesville Jets. It's been a season to forget for the Kenai River Brown Bears, who are playing really for nothing but their pride at this point. Just 3 wins through 43 games this season. It's been a nightmarish season for the Kenai River Brown Bears, no question about that. But you've got to give them credit. They lead 3-2 against a very formidable opponent, the Janesville Jets. That game at 2/3 of the way through. The Odessa Jackalopes and Amarillo Bulls looks like that's turning into a barn burner. 4-4 at the bullpen in the Texas Panhandle right now. Hampus Shodal got the ball rolling with 2 unanswered goals to start the game. Mikita Sheptitsky and Jake Houston responded for Amarillo. That concluded the first period. 4 more goals were scored in period 2. 2 aside. Derek Brown for Odessa, Cole Norris for Amarillo, Cooper Zeck for Odessa, Charlie Singerhouse for Amarillo. So it's been a back and forth exciting game out in West Texas tonight between the Jacks and the Bulls. We'll definitely keep you updated on that game as it continues, as the Jackalopes and the Ice Rays hash things out for that 4th place spot in the South Division. The Minnesota Magicians, meanwhile, in Austin, taking on the Robertson Cup runners-up from last season. 1-1 the score in that game. The Fairbanks Ice Dogs have just been tied by the Springfield Junior Blues. That game all knotted up at 1 at the Nelson Center in Springfield, Illinois. The Lone Star Brahmas have tied the game against the Corpus Christi Ice Rays. 2 goals apiece in that contest, and after Brady Crabtree, the former Amarillo Bull, scored just 4 minutes into period 2 to give the Rays their second lead of the night, it evaporated about 10.5 minutes later when Bud Madej fired a shot home on the power play for the Lone Star Brahmas after being set up by Tyler Drevich and, of course, Alex Berardinelli. Seems like anytime the Lone Star Brahmas score, that guy's name is somewhere to be found. So 2-2 is the score 2/3 of the way through the game down in Corpus Christi at the American Bank Center, where the Wildcats will be traveling to twice this season, twice more, I should say. First in early March and then again in early April. The Aberdeen Wings hosting their South Division rivals, the Brookings Blizzard. That game's still scoreless, 40 minutes through. The Bismarck Bobcats, again hosting the Minot Minotauros. A couple of former Wildcats taking part of that game. Unfortunately, they have both been held off the score sheet. 1-1 the score. Jared Pike got the ball rolling on the power play for Bismarck. Tyler Jeanson actually was given an assist by goaltender Gunnar Rivers, who was just recently traded there by the Odessa Jackalopes. He tied the game. Tyler Jeanson did for Minot. 1-1 the score. Just about two periods through, just 28 seconds remaining in period 2 up in Bismarck, North Dakota. The Coulee Region Chill taking on the Minnesota Wilderness, who have cut the Coulee Region lead in half. Early on in the second period, 2-1 the score in favor of Coulee Region. Alex Faulkner and Shane Kosmeski, 2 former Wildcats, have been held off the score sheet. That's going to wrap things up for this out-of-town scoreboard update. We still got quite some time before third period action is brought your way. I'm going to take another short break here, folks. Stay tuned. We'll be right back in just a few minutes to kick off the final 20 minutes of this hockey game. All right, welcome back, folks. We're just about 2 minutes removed from third period hockey, which is brought to you by American Classifieds. Here at the KYC, the Roadrunners have managed to outshoot the Wildcats. They tipped the scales in their favor in that last period as far as shots on goal are concerned. They managed to improve their puck possession time undoubtedly in that middle frame, but they were unable to solve Justin Kappelmaster, who has been perfect since conceding that first Roadrunners goal just 23 seconds into the period. The first period. It was the first shot on goal that Kappelmaster faced. Ever since then, he has been perfect. He has stopped 21 straight shots. Tyler Johnson has also done well to keep his team in this game. He has made some key saves at some key moments, some timely saves, no question about that. And Josh Camrus probably made a smart decision deciding to keep him in the game despite giving up 3 goals on just 9 shots in the first period, displaying some confidence in the young goaltender out of Amherst, New York, just a 98 goaltender. Tyler Johnson just turned 18 years old. Alexei Poikla will remain in the Wildcats penalty box for the next 42 seconds. If you count that first half of the 4-minute double minor Alexei got for high sticking Yuhiko Saka, if you count that first half as a penalty, the Wildcats are 2 for 3 on the Parkway Grill penalty kill tonight, trying to go 3 for 3 if they can manage to keep the runners off the scoreboard for the next 42 seconds. The men responsible for doing that will be Austin Bolio, Andre Paisan, Jeff Baum, and Michael Rounds. The third period of Wildcats hockey is brought to you by American Classifieds, and it is officially underway as the Roadrunners dump the puck deep into Wildcat territory. Kappelmaster banks it around the boards. Good deke move by Hayes. He's in. He shoots. Stopped Kappelmaster. Rebound pounced on. Another shot. Stopped by Kappelmaster. Rolls wide of the net. Centered and picked up by Baum, who will clear at the length of the ice. Bounces on goal, and Johnson made the stop. He will leave it off for Dominic Lutz. Good stick check by Rosa. Rosa in, shoots, fought off by Johnson. That play by Nick Rosa, still working hard for it down there at the goal line. Centers, and Lown didn't have it in his wheelhouse, couldn't pull the trigger. But that play by Rosa, tremendous individual effort. Despite not scoring, he single-handedly killed off the last 15 or 20 seconds the Roadrunners had on that power play. The Wildcats, with that penalty kill, improved to 3 for 3 on the night on the Parkway Grill penalty kill. Albrecht squeezes past Sean Brennan, tries to center, wrapped up by Jack Nichols. Back to the right point, Gilraith walks a line, sends it towards the right circle. Rosa from his skate to his stick, down low for Albrecht. Didn't have a passing lane, pivots away from Brennan down there. Lown back to the left point. Hines hammers a one-timer that goes wide on the glove side of Johnson. One handed out to center by Johnny Walker, recovered by Rosa and given to Hines. Hines backhands one back to Rosa, having a tremendous shift thus far. Albrecht gave it across the ice, bounced away from Lown. He's in pursuit. Johnson plays it deep there. Brennan and Nichols at the end of a shift. Here's Preston. The Roadrunners defensemen now finally go for a much-needed line change as Dalton goes around the end boards with it. Walker with his head up, tries to center, intercepted by Dalton. Here's Eric Yeager flying down the right wing, put it in front for Litviak, who is in a bit too tight. Puck flutters over the net, which has been dislodged. We'll see if the ref blows his whistle. Rourke Russell goes point to point. Dalton walks in, takes the shot, missed wide short side. Johnson readjusts the left post, so we play on. Here's a shot again from the right circle, stopped by Johnson. Loose puck cleared out to Walker, and he will clear. He flips it out to center ice. It's Marcus Russell trying to spin away from Jake Dalton down there. Dalton got it back out to center. With Demantas Saipas now in Lithuania for his tryout with the Lithuanian Olympic team, Jake Dalton is now the only right-handed shooting defenseman for the Wildcats. Tyler Hayes banks it around the Wildcats' end boards. Dalton back to get it. He will work his way out through his own zone. He's nearing the end of a shift. Gets it into Topeka territory. Tyler Hayes on the counterattack, gains the blue line. Looked like he was offside, no whistle. Bowery tries to spin away from Van Wy, knocked loose there by a back-checking Poikala, taken by Russell. He will hoist it out to center and beyond. Will this be an icing call? Yes, it will. 3 minutes have gone by in period 3. 3-1 remains the score, as it has since the 15.5 mark of period 1. A long goalless drought for both teams at this point. But is it a goalless drought or is it a goaltending battle? You decide. Defensive zone faceoff is won by the Wildcats. Van Wy tries to clear, no luck. Nichols right point, plays it towards the goal line. Walker centers, backhand shot from Hart, steered aside Kappelmaster, taken by Poikala. Tried to trickle it up the boards, hoping for Garrett Van Wy. Hart prevented him from doing so. Now Russell takes over behind his own net. Gave it to Ryan Burnett. Van Wy is off to the races. Instead, Ryan Burnett goes cross ice for Jake Dalton, his fellow Michigan native. Down goes Poikala. Penalty upcoming against Topeka. It will be a trip. I believe it was J.B. Baker, possibly Andrew Hart. It will be the latter of the two. Andrew Hart going to the penalty box for the Topeka RoadRunners. He's clearly not happy with it. But Ian Gendro doesn't care. He's going to send him to the box, and the Wildcats go back to work on their second Jim Arnold collision power play of the night. They are 1 for 1 this evening. Their first Jim Arnold collision power play resulted in a point goal scored by Jeff Baum, who has just torn the Topeka RoadRunners to pieces on the power play this season. And he's back out there again, no surprises. He's going to go after that puck after it had just been dumped by the RoadRunners. Jeff Baum absolutely loves these situations. This is where he's best, right here on the man advantage. Gives it out to the right side for Austin Albrecht. Rink-wide pass now for Beaulieu. Beaulieu tries to slip it past John O'Connor. He did, but now Luca Maver's on it. Good forecheck there by Yeager to pry it loose. Meanwhile, Ryan O'Connor sets up a man and Cam Strong down the right wing side. Cam Strong back for O'Connor. Backhander, they score! Ryan O'Connor was set up by Cam Strong, the RoadRunners captain, on a 2-on-1 rush. It was a perfectly placed pass by Cam Strong. Ryan O'Connor with his first shorthanded goal of the year has cut the Wildcats' lead to 1. Here's Ryan Burnett taking over in his own. Put it over the line for Litviak. Sticked into the corner by the goaltender Johnson. Rosa surveys. Back to Gilraith. Long slap shot. Tipped wide. Picked up far corner. It's Garrett Van Wy. Backhands it, hoping to get it around the boards. Intercepted. Goes all the way back to the high slot. Gilraith did well to keep it alive. Litviak, Van Wy in. Shoots. Fought off Johnson. RoadRunners failed to get it out. Rosa with a good forecheck. Put it in deep for Ryan Burnett. He's got Litviak right circle. Litviak holds, takes the shot, blocked down, and Russell slaps it down the ice. 35 seconds remain on this Jim Arnold's collision power play for the Cats, which is now in danger of dropping to 1 for 2 on the night. The RoadRunners fall. Gilraith played it across for Ben Lown, who couldn't slither by Quinn Preston. Had his pocket picked, and now it's Jack Nichols firing the puck in deep. Lown for Albrecht. The Wildcats with just one last chance on this power play here. Jake Dalton couldn't squeeze past Brennan. He took a hit along the half boards. Puck was played with a high stick. It was Albrecht who got a piece of it. Whistle blows, and the faceoff will take place in the Cats' zone. 14:40 to go in period 3. The RoadRunners have just cut the lead to 1 for the Wildcats off a Ryan O'Connor shorthanded goal. Lown's pass intended for Albrecht, partially intercepted by Max Harper. The RoadRunners are back to full strength. The Cats fall to 1 for 2 on the power play. Max Harper's got it on the right wing side, working against Jake Dalton. Couldn't get it past him. Dalton chops it back up the ice. Poikala couldn't do much with it. Maver had his stick checked by Dalton, and now here's Albrecht. Good defensive shift by Jacob Dalton. Here's Lown. Russell fires it up into neutral ice. Litviak takes a hit there from Jack DiMatteo. The Roadrunners reset. Harper scales it up the board, then it's going to be picked off by Michael Rounds, who spins away from Dominic Lutz. Rounds up the boards, but not out. Held into Matteo. He fanned on the shot. Russell flips it out to center. Litviak did well to glove it down to his stick. Litviak will drop it off. Lazarus has it, left half boards. He walks in, takes a shot. He scores! Johnny Lazarus for 2 Cats. That's Johnny Lazarus' 14th goal of the season, and what a season he's having. He's another one who just had a meeting with Paul Baxter not long ago. Actually, the same day Nikita had his. Think it's a coincidence they both scored the very next day? I don't think so. And the Cats have extended their lead to 2. Look out, a fight breaking out. Oh my goodness, down goes Rounds in behind the Cats net. I believe that's Michael Rounds. And they jump in to break that up immediately. J.B. Baker against Michael Rounds. By no means a fighter. And he's going to skate off the ice. Not too pleased with himself, but A for effort. And he, regardless, has managed to get himself into the head of one of the Roadrunners' alternate captains, J.B. Baker, trying to ignite a spark in his team, who is down by 2 with just a Baker's dozen minutes remaining in period 3 here. Unfortunately, folks, I didn't see what instigated that little Donnybrook down there, but Michael Rounds and J.B. Baker were just going at it. That wasn't just a tussle, that was a fight. The first fight of the season for Michael Rounds, and we'll see if that's his last. Certainly not what he's known for. But good for him stepping in and defending himself in that situation. Paisan gives it behind his own net. Now it's Matt Hines. It'll be interesting to see who takes Michael Rounds' spot on that top defensive pair with Jeff Baum. Gilraith holds it in, right point. Got it to Bolio along the boards. Brennan trying to knock it loose. He did, but Paisan took over for Bolio's shot, which was waffle boarded by Johnson. Along the left corner boards, they battle for it. Chopped free by Gilraith, held alive. Paisan's open, dropped off for Bolio. His shot stopped by Johnson, and he hangs on to it. 12.5 to go in period 3. 4-2 the score in favor of the Wildcats, courtesy of a Johnny Lazarus snipe from the left circle. Rosa wins the draw cleanly in the offensive zone for Hines, whose shot didn't get through Hiko Saka. Here come the runners on a 4-on-2. Hiko Saka's got it on the right side. Russell goes to the net. The trailer Mikowski. His shot stopped by Kappelmaster. All 5 Cats in the crease. They pick it up. They've got a counterattack. Ben Lown flies down the left wing side. Albrecht's right behind him. Lown to the goal. Backhand shot. Glove saved by Johnson, and he hangs on. Why overskated that loose puck along the left half boards. Russell chops it loose, and Lutz takes over the Wildcats logo. Now here's John O'Connor from Ryan. Got it off of Harper's stick, couldn't handle the pass. Rourke Russell takes over meanwhile. DiMattio's fresh off the bench for a line change for Topeka. Russell resets in his own zone and gives it across the ice for Jake Dalton. Look out there, his pass went off a Roadrunners stick and nearly took Hiko Saka's head off on the Roadrunners bench. 11 minutes and 51 seconds remain in period 3. The Roadrunners now find themselves down by 2 goals. Shots have been pretty abundant in this game. 51 have been fired in total, 26 for Topeka, 25 for Wichita Falls. It's been an evenly shot game, not an evenly scored game. 4-2 the score in favor of the Cats. Regardless of the high-scoring game, you've got to give credit to both goaltenders in this one, as Kappelmaster squats on that one. Just about any time these two teams get together, it's high-scoring. There had been 45 goals scored between the two of them in just 6 games played. The Cats had averaged 4 goals per game against the Runners. The Runners had averaged 3.5 per game against the Cats through those 6 games. Again, folks, these are probably the fastest teams in the South Division, possibly 2 of the fastest teams in the entire league. Play very similar styles. Hayes goes point to point for DiMattio. His shot stick to side Kappelmaster. Here's Litviak now. Here he comes down the left wing side. Lazarus had a blowout in the neutral zone. Litviak slipped it wide of the net. Lazarus goes after it right point. Slaps it in deep. Goes off of DiMattio. Picked up by Hart. He slams on the brakes behind his own goal. Gives it to DiMattio. Big bad turnover here. Burnett in front. Litviak backhand forehand scores! Nikita Litviak's got his second of the night, and it's 5-2 Cats off an egregious turnover by Jack DiMattio, and he's going to get an earful when he gets to that bench. 5-2 Wildcats. Andre Paisan kicks it to his stick at center ice. He's onside. Backhands it deep into the left corner, which is now occupied by Quinn Preston and Austin Bolio. Goodsir, meanwhile, goes back to the right point for Baum. Long shot tipped wide. Rattles in behind the net. It is Andre Paisan spinning from Quinn Preston. Got it to Bolio at the corner. Taken away from him by Quinn Preston. Preston picked his pocket and gave it across the ice for Jack Nichols. Good defensive stick by Jeff Baum. He springs Goodsir the other way. Paisan is run into over the Roadrunners line by Sean Brennan. Big collision there between Brennan and Paisan, who's a bit dazed after that hit as he skates to the Cats bench. Sean Brennan now blasted into the Cats zone. Goes around the end boards. Hops into the air, right half boards. Rosa working for it against Quinn Preston. 2 very defensive forwards. Rosa ends up with it. Got it ahead for Lown. Lown has it right side. Albrecht to the net. The trailer is Rosa. He gets it and shoots. Stick save by Johnson. Picked up near corner. Quinn Preston tried to clear. He could not. Rosa pries it free. Ben Lowndes got it. Deep slot. Good stick handling to get himself around. Johnny Walker gives it to a wide open Gilraith. Hammers a shot. Glove save by Johnson. And Strong will flip it out to center ice. Gilraith gloved it down. Albrecht and Rosa caught offside, so the whistle blows. Halfway through period 3, the Cats have scored 2 unanswered goals and now lead the Topeka Roadrunners by a score of 5-2. We go to our third period media timeout. Got two Wildcat folks, Jeff Baum and Nikita Litviak, has done it thus far for the Wildcats this season. And I'm going to begin to blame myself here if it doesn't happen soon. I could be jinxing it. Anytime I bring it up, any contenders for it just fall silent. It's pretty amazing that a team that scores as often as the Wildcats do has not had one player score 3 in just one game, but that just goes to tell you how deep this Wildcats team is. Had scoring from up and down their lineup all season long. There has not been a clear top and bottom line at any point, or top 2 or top 6, whatever you want to call it, does not exist on this team. No players wear letters. There's no captain, there are no alternate captains, there's no first, second, third, or fourth line. There's just balanced scoring, and pardon the cliche, but there's teamwork up and down this lineup, and finally, it seems, the Wildcats have rediscovered themselves here, so to speak, as Litviak carries in across the line, drops it off, gets the return, tips it on goal, and down goes Johnson, and they score, and this goal is being waved off. Ryan Burnett scored off the carom. I believe that's Ryan Burnett. And the Wildcats upset because they feel like Johnson embellished that collision. And I will say this, he did go down pretty easily. I didn't quite see how hard, I believe it was Litviak who ran into him. And I'm watching on the Jumbotron now, folks. That is a clear flop, and you can hear the Boo Birds raining down on the ice. They believe that goal should count, and so do I. Litviak barely got a piece of him. I'm not even sure he touched him, to be honest with you. Barely got a piece of his blocker, and Johnson went down as if shot. And now unnecessarily the trainer is out there making sure he's okay. And that's something you never like to see. Of course, it takes away from some of the integrity of the sport. But lots of players are guilty of it. Particularly, it seems, goaltenders. Not only will this goal not count, but Litviak will get a penalty for goaltender interference, and that is an absolutely absurd call, folks. Simply absurd. I watched that replay 4 or 5 times. I take pride in being impartial and a fair broadcaster, but I will tell you this, that was a flop, and Litviak's going to pay for it. An unjust call against the Wildcats is going to send them to their 4th Parkway Grill penalty kill of the evening. They're 3 for 3 on the night. Adam Goodsir and Alexei Poikala, 2 penalty killers for the Cats, have been in the box. Each of them have been once this evening. Alexei Poikala received that 4-minute double minor, of course, for high-sticking Yuhiko Saka. Meanwhile, the Runners go back to work on their 4th man advantage of the night. They lose the offensive zone face-off as Paisan clears at the length of the ice. Johnson, of course, is fine. He's out there now, and it sounds like Nikita Litviak was given a charging penalty. Marshall Bowery, the recipient of that neutral zone pass, working against Noah Gilreath, centered it for Harper, who tried a goal line shot, didn't work out, slapped off the boards and down the ice. Johnson out of his net to play it. He will sauce one ahead to Luka Maver, played off his skate and his stick. Maver will clear into the Cat zone. Kapelmaster drops it off there a bit awkwardly, and the Wildcats managed to recover. It was Rourke Russell. He's now telling Alexei Poikala to go in and forecheck. Poikala and Rosa both in on the forecheck. John O'Connor takes it behind the Roadrunners net. He will work it out. Johnny Walker. Quinn Preston had his stick checked by Rourke Russell, and Dalton tries to haul it down the ice from his backhand. Got it as far as the Topeka line, where Ryan O'Connor takes over. Already half of this penalty has been killed. Quinn Preston at center ice, laid a backhand pass ahead for John O'Connor, the defenseman leading the rush. His shot punched away by Kappelmaster. Johnny Walker for Dom Lutz. Cam Strong, played it cross ice. John O'Connor right circle. Got it in deep, too far for Preston, taken by Walker, then back to Preston. Preston's pass was intended for Walker, intercepted by Russell and cleared the length of the ice as the Wildcats scramble to make a fire wagon line change. Probably the last time they'll have to do that on this penalty kill. Here they come on a shorthanded breakaway. It's Rosa Yeager in, shoots, backhand shot is stopped by the right pad of Tyler Johnson. One of his biggest stops of the night. The toe drag move, Max Harper couldn't slither by Jeff Baum on defense there. It was a nice effort there by Max Harper. Unfortunately, Jeff Baum just wrapped him up and didn't let him get through. There's a broken stick down there in the right corner in the Cat zone. Or the left corner, I should say, right of Kappelmaster. Here's Max Harper gaining the blue line. Plays one slowly but surely on goal, and Kappelmaster's going to hang on to that one. And we get a stoppage of play. 7:10 to go in period 3. 5-2 the score in favor of the Cats, who have just improved to 4-for-4 on the Parkway Grill penalty kill tonight after just killing the Nikita Litviak charging penalty, which was unjustly called against him. The Wildcats didn't let the call get in their heads, and they managed to kill off the penalty. 7:10 remain in period 3. The Roadrunners need at least 3 goals in those 7 minutes. Offensive zone faceoff for Topeka. Bowery pushes it in deep. It's Andrew Hart taking it. Ran into the linesman Logan Belgraf en route to the right point for Tyler Hayes. Hart gets it back right circle, tries to center. Good play by Andre Pizon to handcuff Bowery. Brennan skates it down the wall. Pass all the way back to the high slot. Hayes shot, glove save, Kappelmaster. Power move to the goal by Hiko Saka, coughed up in the slot and pushed into the near corner. Hart back to the right point. Hayes, D-to-D pass. Brennan didn't have it in his wheelhouse, so he had no option but to slap it into the far corner where Gilray takes over. Now he will skate it out and backpedal in his own zone. Leaves it out to Jake Dalton. Dalton on the right side, played a pass a bit softly, too far for Gilray. Long shot tipped wide. Russell took the shot, Hart tipped it wide. Sent back towards the left point. Brennan had to pinch down the wall a bit to play it. The Wildcats assume control once more in their own zone. Russell relentlessly forechecking down there, causing all sorts of havoc in the Wildcat zone. Finally, they settle things down as Dalton played one a bit too far for Albrecht. No icing here as the goaltender got a piece of it. Johnson had it go off his stick. Hiko Saka now left side. Deeks past Ben Lown. Hiko Saka gets it out to center. Good stick there by Jeff Baum, who took a bit of a high stick there from Marcus Russell. No penalty, and Burnett is caught offside, so the whistle blows stopping play. 5:49 now to go in period 3. The Cats still with a comfortable 3-goal lead over the Topeka Roadrunners here, despite being outshot 31-26. John O'Connor got it to Ryan O'Connor, who takes a hit from Alexei Poikala. It was a clean one. Play resumes here in the neutral zone. Marcus Russell slapped it across the ice. Check that, he's got it now. Takes the shot, blocked by Rourke Russell, no relation. And Garrett Van Wy will skate it back the other way. Deeks around Marcus Russell. Burnett goes to the goal. Van Wy put it wide of the net. Burnett's got it there. Van Wy gets it around DiMatteo. Ryan O'Connor wrapping up Ryan Burnett down there from in behind the goal. Centers. Van Wy was handcuffed by all sorts of traffic. Hines put it across the ice, hoping for Yeager. Picked off there by Mikowski. And Jeff Mikowski had gained the red line before dumping it in, so no icing. 4:48 to go in the period. Jake Dalton takes over in behind his own net. Dalton will wheel the puck ahead, overskates it a bit, spins away from, that's Max Harper. He dumps the puck in deep. Johnson leaves it for Jack DiMatteo. New Lenox, Illinois native, couldn't clear it. Puck slapped wide of the goal by Jake Dalton from the right point. Now it's Jack Nichols. Luca Maver backhanded it in deep for Jack DiMatteo. The runner's still unable to clear the puck out. Took a funny hop. Lazarus takes advantage. He's got it left half boards, gave it down low. Eric Yeager looking for somewhere to go with it. Working against Jack Nichols. Cats cycle the wagons as Lazarus pushes it in deep once more. DiMatteo wrapped up by Nikita Litviak. Puck chopped ahead and beyond the reach of Hines and out to center where Gilraith takes over. 4 minutes to go in period 3. Nikita Litviak over the line with his team nursing a 3-goal lead over the Topeka RoadRunners. Hayes stopped shy of Paisan, cleared it out to center. Here come the runners. Cam Strong, backhand shot, fought off Kappelmaster. Bounces out to the half boards, and here come the Cats. Austin Beaulieu leads the rush the other way, puts it on his backhand, tries to power his way to the net. No luck with that. Hayes took away the lane on the way there. Gilraith holds it in, far point, takes a big hit at the point. In deep, it's Beaulieu, had his stick lifted in his pocket, picked by Tyler Hayes. Skates it a bit dangerously out in front of his own net, but wisely as well. He gains the red line and dumps it in. Now 3:15 to go. Rourke Russell's got it. Beaulieu, right half boards, backhands it ahead, too far for Goodsir, who's in the midst of a change anyways. Gets a pat on the head from Burnett after having just gotten to the bench. Here comes Ben Lown. Albrecht's going to the net. Lown tried to center. It went off of the goaltender Johnson. Puck comes loose into the high slot. Good steal by Albrecht. He's got a man in front in Rosa. Albrecht's shot blocked by DiMatteo. Trickled up the boards, not out. Held in Hines. Put in behind the net. Lown centers a shot. They score! Nick Rosa! He has put this game all but out of reach. It's 6-2. So the Wildcats will snap a long winless drought. They had not won since they were last in Topeka 2 weeks ago, 2 Friday nights ago in Topeka. They were 2.5 seconds away from getting one last Friday night. But the comeback of epic proportions from the Jackalopes prevented that from happening. Here's Bowery taking a shot that's soaked up by Justin Kappelmaster. Then there was another heartbreaking defeat just the very next night. The Wildcats had a 4-1 lead going into period 3 against the Odessa Jackalopes. The Jacks scored within 40 seconds off a 2-on-1 on the wrist shot from Zach Zeck. They scored just minutes later off a wraparound shot by Brandon Tucker. They scored about midway through the period on an Andy McLean wrist shot on the power play to tie the game up and stun the Wildcats. And they scored perhaps the flukiest goal the Cats have witnessed all season from center ice to give them the lead, which they would not give up. 5-4 was the final in that game. The most heartbreaking defeat by far this season for the Cats. Tonight they have put that defeat behind them once and for all, and have snapped will snap a 4-game losing streak. Jeff Baum with a no-look pass between the skates of Lazarus. Put it on his stick. Lazarus in across the line. Baum jammed it loose. And the last minute of play is brought to you by La Quinta Inn and Suites, the official host hotel of your Wichita Falls Wildcats. Jeff Baum going for the hat trick, backhands one around the end boards instead. Brennan put an elbow up high on, looked like that was Eric Yeager's face. No penalty. Hayes gains the red line and dumps it in deep. Kapelmaster behind his own goal. Goes around the corner wall with it. Mauber did well to keep it alive. Right half boards. Beaulieu and Harper working for it. Harper got it, but Baum stole it. Dalton gets it up the wall, manages to work out. Here's Pizon down the left side, one-on-one against Ryan O'Connor. Wildcats will take Game 7 against the Topeka RoadRunners this season. Going into this game, each team had won 3 of the 6 games that had been played, as the Wildcats have just iced the puck with a dozen seconds remaining. With this victory, the Wildcats now have the edge. But if tomorrow night is in any way reflective of the way the season series has gone thus far, then the Roadrunners will get the split. If the Cats shake things up tomorrow night, then they will get the sweep. We've had nothing but splits thus far. We'll see if that changes tomorrow. As for tonight, 6-2 the final at the K. Yeager Coliseum. Finally, the Wildcats have snapped this dreadful 4-game losing streak and have picked up 2 points in the standings, a very much needed 2 points to further separate themselves from the Lone Star Brahmas for first place in the South Division. As was predicted, it was a high-scoring affair. High-shooting one as well. 60 shots fired on target, 33 for the Runners, 27 for the Cats. Justin Kapelmaster was stellar in net tonight for the Wildcats. Jeff Baum and Nikita Litviak also stellar. They will be tonight's 3 stars of the game, presented by Kona Ice. The order will be presented to you shortly. We're going to await the 3-star selection at the K. Yeager Coliseum, as announced by the public address announcer Charles Campbell. When we come back, we will let you know the order of the 3 stars and give you one last out-of-town scoreboard update, as well as break down this game for you one last time before we let you all get on with your weekend. Stay tuned, folks. The three-star selection has just been announced here at the KYC. Nikita Litviak was skating over to the far boards over there to give the puck to the shirt to a fan sitting in the one of the front rows there. He missed her by about a mile. Fortunately, his shooting was more accurate tonight. The third star of tonight's game was the goaltender, Justin Kappelmaster. How could it not be? He stopped 31 of 33 shots. Really bounced back after that hiccup in the first period. Just 23 seconds in, as a matter of fact, the Roadrunners' first shot on goal, that was a goal. And Justin Kappelmaster didn't let that faze him one bit. He stopped the next 31 of the 32 shots he would face after that. And what a night he had for his 24th win as a Wildcat. Tonight's second star of the game, Jeff Baum. He had two incredible goals tonight, folks, both long-range, long-distance shots. The first came on the power play, the Wildcats' first power play of the night, in which he unloaded from the midpoint. And the second came shortly thereafter, after coming off the ice fresh off a line change, coming onto the ice fresh off a line change, rather, and just blasted it from the left point for his second goal of the night, which would hold up as the game winner. And, of course, tonight's first star of the game had a three-point night, including 2 goals, got the scoring going for the Wildcats in the first period. Nikita Litviak, what an incredible night he had. A tremendous shot from the top of the left circle, by the way. And he had been snake-bitten. He had not scored a goal in quite some time, 12 games to be exact, and he finally has put that drought behind him, leading the way with 3 points tonight for the Wildcats. He is tonight's Kona Ice first star of the game. For your last out-of-town scoreboard update, real quick, I'll just give you the South Division updates. The Amarillo Bulls really took that game by the horns, so to speak. 8-5 the final score at the bullpen this evening, and they really just exploded there. It looks like in that third period, Charlie Singerhouse, Liam Ferguson, Joey Molinaro, and Cole Morris each scored. So 4 goals in the third period to Odessa's 1 was the difference in that game. 8-5 the final in favor of Amarillo. So Odessa, that is not good news for them. They're competing with Corpus Christi for the fourth and final playoff spot in the South Division. The Corpus Christi Ice Rays will at least get a point tonight. They have taken the Lone Star Brahmas to overtime at the American Bank Center down in Corpus Christi. Trevor Huser scored on the power play, was answered just minutes later by Cam Clark, the Brahmas' top defenseman, which would send the game into overtime. 3-3 the score right now. That game currently going on. As for this one, 6-2 again, the final here at the KYC. The Wildcats have finally snapped a 4-game losing skid, their longest losing skid of the season. Fortunately, is no longer. It was 4, and that was it, which through 46 games this season, I wouldn't say a 4-game losing skid being the worst. I don't think that's too bad. And the goal scoring was opened tonight just 33 seconds in by Dominic Lutz after a defensive zone breakdown. He capitalized on an open net chance. He's not going to miss from there very often. The Wildcats, however, would rally back. 3 unanswered goals scored in the first period. Nikita Litviak started it with that left circle snipe. Jeff Baum continued it with 2 blasts from the point. The first of which came on the power play, the next of which came from the left side after jumping onto the ice off a line change. The Topeka RoadRunners took them quite some time to finally solve Justin Kappelmaster again. 3.5 minutes into period 3, Ryan O'Connor scored a shorthanded goal after being fed a pass through the slot with speed by Cam Strong. It was a nice play by Topeka, a good shorthanded goal by Ryan O'Connor, but the Wildcats never looked back after that. 3 more unanswered goals. Johnny Lazarus, Nikita Litviak, and Nick Rosa came together to put the game out of reach for the Topeka RoadRunners, and finally were able to snap their 4-game losing skid here on home ice, and what better time to do it in front of an excited and pumped up home crowd here on $5 ticket weekend. That's going to just about wrap things up for our broadcast here tonight, folks. Again, we really apologize for some of the technical difficulties those of you watching on Fast Hockey or listening on YouTube may have experienced this evening, but I'd like to take this time and thank you very much for continuing and staying with us. And I'm going to get on the phone with Fast Hockey, try to see what was going on with the delay tonight. Not sure what was causing that. After speaking with my buddy Arch Ecker over in Topeka, their broadcaster, he's been doing this a long time. He says it's very rare, but it does happen from time to time. I'll see if we can't get that resolved for tomorrow night's broadcast, which will begin at the same time, 7:05 p.m. Central Time. Again, if you can't make it to the KYC for lemonadeday.org kickoff night, then be sure to tune in on fasthockey.com or, of course, on youtube.com for our audio-only broadcast. That's going to do it from here, folks. Again, I'm Alex Von Coitel saying, hoping you enjoyed the broadcast. Wildcats fans, we know you enjoyed the outcome. 6-2 the final here at the KYC, and we hope to see you here again tomorrow night. So long, everybody.